I'm going to talk about purity culture in the Christian faith and how it really screwed me up. And this is coming from a woman who got a degree in biblical studies from Liberty University, who was a youth pastor and minister in my church, and taught abstinence until marriage education for the Ohio Department of Health. Didn't kiss until I got engaged and didn't have sex until I got married. And all of it was wrong, in my opinion. Those of you who follow me know that I do not believe that the Bible is without error. I do not believe it is the Word of God. I believe it is a compilation of other people's experiences with who they believe God is, but not the Word of God. So why would I take relationship advice from people who were writing about God, life, their experiences 2,000 and 3,000 years ago in a totally different culture? The Bible doesn't really have a consistent message about sex and purity culture. In the Old Testament, it talks about there being value in a woman being a virgin when she got married, but it doesn't talk about men being virgins and them waiting. And of course, there's value in her being a virgin. They had no birth control. And you're marrying them off at 14. There's not much time then to lose your virginity. Most of the New Testament's teachings about committing adultery were from Paul, one of my least favorite figures in the Bible. He was like a bitter man. He didn't want anybody to get married. He didn't believe in marriage at all. And he told people, fine, if you must burn with passion, then go on and get married. But honestly, we don't have time for that. Jesus is coming back like tomorrow, okay? There's no reason to even get married, to have kids, to have a career, or do anything. He's coming back. But if you must, then do it. Was Paul an incel? Yeah. Also, I don't think we should be taking relationship advice from a book that was totally okay with slavery, with rape. Actually, you couldn't rape a man, but you could rape anybody else. Beating your children, stoning your children to death, sacrificing them, women having no rights. The problem is, man wrote the Bible, and man wrote it for his benefit, as anyone in power does. And it's much more beneficial for men to marry a virgin. They don't want to have to financially care for somebody else's child. I'm sure they didn't want to be compared, because men can be really emotional and insecure just as much as women can. Women were considered property, friends. Property. We grow up and live our life around these principles that we're taught to believe are God's way, when it's not God's way. God's way is the way of nature. Look around nature. What does nature do? I'm not saying that we should all be polygamist, which was something that was supported in the Bible, that we don't support today. So why are we so concerned about not having sex before marriage? Why aren't we as concerned as how we can have polygamous relationships? Because that's biblical. We're not concerned because that doesn't work for society today. You see what's happening? The Bible and principles get changed based on society. So let's talk about our society. Go to part 2.